Police officers approaching retirement age will now be able to take advantage of the opportunity to remain in employment by providing security to institutions, a function that has previously been served by private security guards. Parliament is set to receive 4 new members after the CEC approved the receipt of mandates, with the swearing-in ceremony to take place on Tuesday. It is possible that Muslim Murisi and Lefter Koka may also join the ranks. In the final 9 months of 2018, €296 million was transferred out of the country by big business, an increase on the amount of the same period for 2017. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Monday the 4th of March 2019. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The Prime Minister, Edi Rama, announced today a new strategy to enable ageing officers of the police service to continue employment past the standard retiring age. Elderly police officers will now be offered private security posts as a final career projection, where they will be tasked with guarding private facilities. This announcement was made by Prime Minister Rama as he was addressing high-performing students who are set to take on the task of investigating economic crime such as money laundering and cybercrime. According to the Prime Minister, continuing to engage the ageing population of the police force in employment will allow for a smoother transition between the old and the new generations of the service. He added that the creation of this new structure will avoid the need for institutions to contract private security officers, which currently absorb additional public funds. These reforms, led by the Interior Minister, will see the creation of a new structure that will allow state police to continue serving. As such, they aim to allow for a smoother transition of skills as older officers exit and younger policemen join the force. In this way, we will also be creating greater opportunity for older policemen to continue receiving a salary. They will be able to provide an important contribution to society as well as remove the need for employing private police, explained Rama. 589 students have applied to become part of the state police force. Following the testing phase, 53 students have been selected to be part of the criminal police and a further 215 others to be part of the general patrol. Present at the activity for the initiation of this course of action, Interior Minister Sandor Leshai declared that this creates a new hierarchical level for state police officers. This need is further supported due to the increased demands relating to the succeeding steps of justice reforms. Meanwhile, the General Director of Police, Ardi Veliu, stated that the police should be composed of well-educated specialists from a range of fields in order to successfully adhere to its mission. The 4 newly appointed MPs of the SMI will be sworn in during the parliamentary session on Tuesday amid protests expected to be attended in front of the Assembly Hall by those who withdrew from their mandates back on February 21. For the Tirana district, Uli Shehu was appointed as the MP to replace Floida Kerpaci. The Central Election Commission approved the mandate for Endrit Brahim Lari with 5 votes in favour of him, replacing Edmond Rushi. Aurora Mara was appointed as the MP to replace Paparim Spahiu in the Dibra district, while in Elbasan, Enver Roshi was appointed as Edmond Hajinasto's replacement. The number of MPs derived from the Socialist Movement for Integration Party in the Tirana district is also expected to increase further, as Ralph Johnny has not withdrawn from his right to be appointed. Even a Democratic Party candidate in Berat, Lefter Malici, has submitted a self-declaration form to the Central Election Commission, paving the way for the procedure of obtaining a mandate. Based on this information, the Parliament will be made up of a total of 85 MPs so far, with a further 2, Muslim Murisi from the DP and Lefter Koka from the SMI, still to be determined. Unlike the Democratic Party and the Socialist Movement for Integration, which have not yet decided if they will participate in the local elections of June 30, other smaller parties have commenced their enrolment procedures with the Central Election Commission. The chair of the Demo-Christian Party of Albania, Zef Bushati, and the chair of the Christian Democratic Party, the Miter Muslia, have officially registered for the local elections. The transfer of money outside Albania by major shareholders of companies operating in this country have brought an increase of about 2 points to the value of the euro in the local market. Ardian Sivitsi states that this situation may continue for several weeks, but no major fluctuations are predicted. The euro is expected to remain steady at 124 to 125 lek, bringing new equilibrium in the Albanian economy, even during the summer months when there are often declines in the euro value due to the influx of tourists and returning migrants. However, it seems that over the past 10 days, there has been a significant increase in the flow of cash headed for abroad. This is a result of a higher number of imports being sought from broader Europe. According to the Bank of Albania, in the last 9 months of 2018, the value of cash transfers reaching Europe hit 296 million euros, depicting a higher rate than for the same period of 2017. Currently, tobacco products are sold everywhere in Albania, in supermarkets, bars and in restaurants, making it easily accessible for smokers to buy cigarettes no matter where they are. However, this may be about to change. A draft law designed by the Ministry of Health aims at changing the law on tobacco to require a special licence to be held by any premise wishing to offer the sale of tobacco products. The objective behind the amendment of this law is to limit the number of points of sale for these products in our country. Minister of Health Ogerter Manastirliu spoke from the Paediatric Hospital of Durrës, where she was inspecting some work, stating that the draft law is still in consultation. The draft law also seeks to prevent the sale of tobacco in packages of 10 pieces or less. Roland Schuperka, a tobacco expert and a consultant for the government on this issue, reiterated that the main objective of this bill is to reduce smoking amongst Albanian citizens. The Ministry of Environment and Tourism has suspended mining activity across the remaining 12 sites in Kruja Mountain. The decision comes after violations found by the Joint Task Force of the Ministry of Infrastructure, Finance, Internal Affairs and the Ministry of Environment into mining activity in the Crust Rion area. The total investigation into sites in Kruja has been completed. For 30 years, these operations have been allowed to conduct business without regulations. Over the past month, the task force has referred 12 subjects to 4 ministries in order to obtain the order to prevent mining activity from occurring in the area of Kruja Mountain, said Minister Blendi Klosi. The task force requested the ministries place a cease and desist order on mining entities operating on Kruja Mountain due to environmental pollution. In addition, a fine of 300,000 lek was imposed on them. Minister Klosi said that the force of law will apply to all subjects that cause a negative impact on the environment. He announced that the rehabilitation of Kruja Mountain will begin soon, with the aim of turning it into an attraction for both local and foreign tourists. The project for the rehabilitation of this area, which has been exploited barbarically, will start soon. The state will act with all its strength against any activity that harms the environment, concluded Klosi. Today's date is one that will be prescribed into the history books, as it represents the date that the predominantly Albanian region of the municipality of Tuzi in Montenegro voted in favour of claiming independence from Podgorica. The elections to determine the new mayor of Tuzi were held yesterday. Shortly before midnight, the Municipal Election Commission announced the winner as being a coalition of 3 Albanian parties entitled Highlands Unite Us, led by candidate Nik Gjeloshaj. Albanian parties have received approximately 3,700 votes, or 50% of the total, thus securing 16 mandates and a victory for Tuzi. They were followed by the Democratic Party of Socialists of Montenegro with 1,200 votes, or less than 31%, and the Bosnian Minority Party with 12%. The Albanian Alliance won about 3,700 votes out of 32 possible from the council, which forces it to co-govern with another political partner in order to secure the absolute majority. Among the acclamations and patriotic songs of the sympathisers and members of the diaspora, Gjeloshaj stressed that the United Albanians will continue the agenda for the development of the region. The Albanians of the diaspora also expressed their enthusiasm, among them American Albanian Mark Jonai, a member of the New York City Council in the US. Victory celebrations on the streets of Tuzi were massive, during which citizens could be seen waving the Albanian flag as a show of joy with their fellow patriots. The election, which took place on Sunday, saw voter participation rates reach nearly 60% of the total 11,900. Observers praised that the elections were held without major or democratic incidents, although they did note reported vote-buying allegations to the detriment of the Albanian coalition. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Oranews, thank you and good night.